Well, good morning, or good afternoon, I might say. This is Sheila E. from Tennessee again, and just wanted to put this on here. The Christmas Jam was a hit. Everybody that gave a jar to loves it. I wanted to try to do one, and this is going to be the original, and it's going to be, if it turns out good, it's going to be called Blue Christmas Jam. So let's get started. Remember to share my videos. Thank you all for subscribing to the YouTube channel. That makes me happy. I don't get any money or anything for that, but you know, maybe one day if I use people's products, it might be a case of flour or something on the porch. You never know. But anyway, I do it because I love to cook and I love to share what I do. So, and I love to give it away. So as you can see, I've got my kettle out here. I'm going to turn you around because I look horrid today again. I ain't got no makeup on, so I need to go put on my face and fix my hair and take care of myself. But I will a little bit later. But I've got my jars on boiling. See my jars on boiling? I've got my kettle that I make my jam in. And I've got, what I'm going to use is, I've got my Sure-Jell. And this is Sure-Jell Premium Fruit Pectin. I use one thing of that. I got my measuring spoons. I've got my spices out here. So if you want to get a pencil and paper and begin to write this down, you know, sometimes I get a chance to put in the comments and sometimes I don't. All right, let me get my blueberries out. I've got my tangerines. I've got some old tangerines that I'm going to use because instead of an orange, because it calls for one orange, the zest, it calls for one orange and the zest. And I'm going to put these, I've got them washed. And I've got 3 little ones that are old, but I'm going to go ahead and use them because all I need is the zest, and then they just cook up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put I've got 2 different kinds, I think. No, they're both the same thing. These are very fresh blueberries. And this is 1 U.S. dry pint. And I always try to wash those. And I'll look to see if there's any stems. Sometimes you'll have a stem in them. Or sometimes you'll have one molded. And I don't want to eat no mold. So I'm going to wash these. And as I wash them in hot water, guys. I don't play around with it. And I wash my orange in hot water. And I'm going to get my strainer to where I can strain it. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just letting my jars stay on warm because I've already got them up to a boil. And I'm washing this one, I think I'm going to use 2 pints of the blueberries. So you can see right there I've got them washed and strained. I didn't see any stems. Now I'm going to put this other one in. And it is also berry fresh, and these come from Walmart. I've got some that I got from Food City too. They're beautiful blueberries. We have some blueberry bushes, and I do have some in the freezer that I could have used. But since I had these on hand, they were on sale. I wanted to go ahead and use them and try this jam that I had thought about. I'll go ahead and get this opened up. I use one, I'm trying to see the weight on this. It's a 12-ounce bag of cranberries. And I wash them too. I wash them. It says they're ready to eat, but I wash them. So just give me a minute. I tried to have everything I could prepared. I just want to make sure there ain't no stems on these blueberries. Okay, I'm going to put this is the second pint of blueberries. I'm going to wash the cranberries, and I've got a bowl under this so it washes them in hot water. I gave a couple of my friends a jar of the Christmas jam, and they loved it. So, and I'm so glad. It makes me happy. You know, it don't take a whole lot to make me happy, but it just makes me happy whenever my friends like what I do. what I cook and make. So I'm going to look at these cranberries and make sure there ain't no stems. Mostly on your cranberries or your blueberries, you're going to be looking for stems or one that's not pretty. And there's one that's a little bit black. It looked like it was a little bit over ripened. I don't see any more. I did talk to one of my aunts. I want to give her a shout out, Martha Campbell, and she was telling me about, this is my daddy's sister, and she was telling me about her daughters. One of her daughters just cook, and they can all the time, and they put away wild meat, and she canned, my aunt Martha cans chicken in quart jars in a pressure cooker, and you know, that's a good idea these days. You can find it on sale. It might be a good idea to get some and wash it good and cut the chicken breast up and can it in a pressure cooker. That way it'd be, if you use a lot of chicken, you've got it on hand. So I've got my 2 packs of blueberries. That's 2 pints of washed blueberries. I hope next time I video, folks, that I have my makeup on and my hair done. I promise. On the weight thing, I've lost about 6.5 pounds, and it's coming off really slow, but it's coming off. So I've got 2 pints of washed and stem blueberries, and I've got 1 12-ounce bag of cranberries washed and made sure they're stem. So these little oranges or tangerines or whatever you call them, and I have some oranges, but I wanted to go ahead and use these because they're going to go to waste. So I'm going to put you down here so you can see what I'm doing. It says to take the zest, so I'm going to try to get what zest I can get off of them. And I mean, I absolutely love the Christmas jam made with strawberries. So we're going to see how this turns out. I mean, I can eat it. I can eat it on toast. I can eat it with a little cracker, one of those little gourmet crackers. You see what I'm doing here? I'm just zesting these, getting what pretty zest that I can off of them. I don't want to go all the way down to the white. And then I'm going to peel this. It says the zest of 1 large orange, so this is going to be right there close to it. So I'm going to put that back in there, and I'm going to get this other one. I try not to let anything go to waste. And you know, jellies and jams will last for a long time. Once you put that lid on them, and and the jelly and jam's hot, when you put it on there, they last a long time. So I know I have opened a jar that's probably 3 or 4 years old, and it's still just as good as it could be. It didn't have any sugar at the top or anything. What you want to do though, once you get your stuff that you can like that's hot, you want to put them in a water bath. I do have one of those, what people call those big old blue water baths, but since I'm doing it in pint jars, half pint jars I mean, I'm going to do it in my big soup bean kettle, is what I call it, or my soup kettle, or my hash kettle, or my whatever. But that's one of my big stainless steel kettles, and it's put out by Regal, and I guess I've had that probably 50 years. This stainless steel, and I've lost the handle off of this, but it works just fine. I'm going to try to find me a handle that'll fit it. But anyway, I've just about got enough zest. So what I'm going to do with these, I'll turn this around here where you can see. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to get it right here where you can see. I'm going to peel these. I'm going to cut them in half. I hope you're making notes, guys. I've been putting some videos on there of some sweet stuff that I make. And if you want to go to a page called, and I'm putting this in there, I'm going to cut it in half. If you want to go to a page called Sheila Ray's Sweets, you can find that on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I have 3 different Facebook accounts. One's under Sheila E. from Tennessee, and that's me. And then one is just my regular family and friends Facebook. Don't do anything public on it. And then I have one where I go public with anybody, and it is called Sheila Ray's Sweets. Sheila Ray's Sweets. And it shows everything that I make in the sweet line. And sometimes I've done some for a benefit for my nephew, my great nephew, matter of fact. I'm not putting the peelings in here, honey. I'm just peeling that old white stuff. You know how I told you about the orange. I don't like that old white stuff in here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get that peeling off and that white stuff, and I'm just putting the meat of that orange in there. So anyway, I done a few things, and I did post them, and it went to a benefit to be auctioned off, and I hope they bring a lot, because it's my great nephew, and he'd been in a four-wheeler accident, and hopefully it's going to be a long process, but he's going to, you know, right now he can't walk, but he, from waist down, but he's having some feeling and movement in his knees, and we're praying that the Lord will see fit to let him walk again, and because he's just a young man, he's just a senior in high school. So anyway, we'll continue to pray and believe and speak that he's going to walk again, and that's what we're supposed to do. It says to speak it as though it already is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to speak this. He's going to walk again, and we're going to give God the glory and the praise for that. So if there's anything, folks, that you want to see me try to do, because I'll try to cook whatever you like. I just cook old-fashioned. I don't cook a whole lot of this new stuff like you see on these big fancy Facebooks or cooking shows. I'm not that kind of cook. It's like I said, I'm a down-home girl from Tennessee. I was born and raised in Newport, Tennessee. I live in Dandridge, Tennessee, and so I mean, a lot of people enjoy my food when they come to eat with me, and they enjoy the sweets that I make. So, and a lot of people have asked me if I was going to do a page. Well, there's so many ladies out there and gentlemen that already have cooking shows. I didn't think that, you know, that they needed another one, but I have tried to get it on YouTube and get it started, and we'll see where it goes from there. Hopefully y'all can learn something from it. You know, I've got some great cooks in my family and my friends. I've got some great cooks with my friends. They're all sharing different recipes with me, which is great. And also, what really makes me happy is when I put something on here, and then one of my viewers make that, and then they send me a picture of it. That really, it just makes me happy. So you see, I've got all that, and I'm going to throw this away. Alright, I'll set this over here in the sink. And so now I'm going to get my little recipe out here. I'm going to do four. It takes, now see, this has got one bag of 12 ounces of cranberries. It's got 2 boxes, which is 2 pints of fresh blueberries. It has the zest of 1 orange. Of course, I used the 3 little bitty oranges. It's like little tangerines, but they're not. They're just a small orange. And then you did the zest, and then you put the meat part of the orange in there, the pulp part. So then I'm going to use let's see, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Let me get that out here. And I did find my other measuring thing, so we can see. Let me put my glasses on here. I've not turned the heat on. I've just got the heat on for my jars. So this is, let's see what this is. That says that is a teaspoon. So let's see what this says. This says 1/8. Well, we don't need an 1/8. And this one says, this is 1/4. So we're going to use 1/4 of cloves. So there's 1/4 of cloves. Put that back here. 1/4 cup of allspice. I mean 1/4 cup of 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. That was a good heaping teaspoon. And then 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. All right. Okay. And then 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. I love putting the ginger in it. It helps your stomach. Ginger is very good for your stomach. But it ain't got that much in it, but you can sure taste it. So I'm going to put a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of ginger in that. And I'll put that over there where I can wash those and hang those back up. So now, guys, all we need to put the Sure-Jell in there. 1 packet of Sure-Jell. We're going to put that in there. Again, I'll show you the box on that. I don't know how to fix it to where you can read it, because it's backwards to you all. And then we've got Sure-Jell. We've got the oranges, cranberries, and blueberries, and we got all the spices. So now what we need is a 1/2 cup of water. One 1/2 cup water. And that's just cold water out of your sink. I guess you could use distilled water if you wanted to, or bottled water. So here's 1 cup of water. And 4 cups of sugar. I'm going to try to put my little measuring. So I guess I'll have to have that to measure the sugar. And then we'll be ready to go, guys, on this Blue Christmas. You know, sometimes we have a Blue Christmas, and so I don't like that, but I love the blue lights. So now we're going to try to measure out 4 cups, and I'm going to try to get those just exactly to where we're not overdoing the sugar. There's 1 cup. This is just white granulated sugar. I think it's a little much. I want to get it right on that line. 2. There's 3. And that looks about like 4 right there. I did do a candy tray. I've had a lot of compliments on my coconut, what they call coconut balls or coconut truffles, and my peanut butter balls, and I may show you one day how to do those. It is a recipe that I've tweaked. It's just like this one here. This will be my original because I've added things that they didn't have. So we're going to have this going to be our original too. So that's how you learn, folks. So I'm going to turn my heat on. I'm going to get my funnel out too while I'm thinking about it. And then I'm going to get a plate so y'all can see what I'm doing. We just got the kitchen cleaned up, so I'm trying not to make a mess. I'm trying to get that sugar and put it in the sink there because it's sort of hard to deal with sugar. Let me get a plate. Okay, I've got that plate right there. I'm going to turn this fan on a little bit. There's something in that stove by there. I was looking for my little bitty tongs, but I don't see them. But I've got the big ones here for my jars. Got all that ready. So we're ready to go. We're just going to start cooking this stuff, and then we'll be ready to go. Let me rinse this off here. And I'm going to rinse my hands off again too. While I'm handling that sugar and that orange. While that's heating up, let y'all see that. And we're going to start stirring this. Let me let you, can you see that, guys? See that right there? I'm going to cut it down on a medium heat. We don't want it burned, because if it burns, it's going to be ruined. We'll have to throw it out. So, as I was telling you on the candy tray, my I sent some to, I sold what I had because I didn't want them here because I don't want to be tempted to eat them. Not because I make them, but they are so good. The coconut balls and the turtles. I love making the turtles, the homemade turtles too. So I've heard that not heard a whole lot on my turtles, but I've heard that my coconut balls are the bomb. So we'll see. I am so ashamed of this hair. I've got to get something done with this hair, folks. I got to get something, put some makeup on too. So you want to start this out on a medium low heat till you get everything stirred up. And are you seeing that pretty good? I'm going to try to move you over without turning my camera off. You seeing that pretty good right there? And where you can see this fruit, and then that sugar starts to melt, and then you just keep stirring it with that water. And I use a wooden spoon. That's just better if you're making jams and jelly. And I do use a stainless steel pot. Some people use copper pot, or you can also use one of those cast iron Dutch ovens. They're really good too, but they're just so heavy. So anyway, we've got this stuff. It looks like it's going to start. I got to get my masher out too. You know, we got to mash this stuff. So that's got to turn into, see my potato masher? And if y'all find one of those cabbage, I had one friend, Miss Edna, one of my neighbors lives close to me. She found one of those cabbage choppers. Let me show it to you. Right here we go. She found one of these. Now you can find these that have the flat bottom. People use them to cut out biscuits. But when you find them with this edge on them, see that edge? That's what my mom and my grandmother used as a cabbage chopper. And I do have memory of my grandmother taking a tin can and just when you cut it open, leaving that off of it and wash it and scald it good, and then using that to chop cabbage. But one of my friends found one of these in an antique store somewhere and didn't give a whole lot for it. She was just tickled to find it. And I told her, I said, you want to sell that? She said, no, I think I'll keep it. I'm going to make me some egg salad like you did. And that just tickled me to death. But hey guys, be looking for it, because you know what? I got to thinking that might be good. When this right here, I can probably use it. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see, because I'm gonna turn this up now. You can see the sugar started to melt and the berries have turned. They're just beautiful. This is beautiful. And it smells so good. It smells so good. It just smells like Christmas time in here, guys. But we're not. We're still in January. We're at, let's see, the day is the 28th of January. So a few more days and we'll be in February, and that means Valentine's Day. So we're going to come up with something we can do that's going to be really pretty and really easy. Most of my recipes I put on Facebook, even the meal prep, is fairly easy. I find that if you can do a recipe and it's good, your family likes it, and it's easy, why not? Why not make it, why do you make it difficult and put all these other additives in it that we really don't need and that we really can't afford? You know what I'm saying? There's no sense in all that. I mean, if you're rich and famous and you're doing all these big videos and you want, there's a stem, let me get that out of there, one I missed. That's okay if you want to put all these in there. It's okay if it calls for it and you have to have it. There's some ingredients like you have to have, like the Sure Gel. You have to have it for a jam. Now some of the jellies, when you make apple butter or you make apple butter, you save your peelings off the apple butter. I'll have to do that one day. Save your peelings off the apple butter. Wash them real good and put them in a kettle like this with some water and sugar and Sure Gel, and you can make apple jelly. That's how you make apple jellies, off the peelings. It's not off the inside of the apple. It's off the peelings. Let me get there. There's a piece of, Lord have mercy, youngins. I've ground up, I've grated up that little, off that orange, I've grated up that little sticker that says made in Florida, comes from Florida. I said, we don't want that. I'm thankful I was watching what I was doing when I was stirring that. I sure would have had a piece of paper. I'd have had a piece of paper, you all, and it wouldn't have been so good, would it? All right. Such a beautiful day out today. It's probably around close to 60 degrees here in Dandridge, Tennessee, and but it's supposed to set into raining, and it's probably going to rain all week. So anyway, I don't want to show you too much of me because I look horrid and wore out in my heart. I should have went and done it. Excuse me. Where's my hand? But it's really pretty, folks. I've got my little granddaughter to be. She cuts my hair and takes care of my hair and takes care of my nails, and I love her so, and she does a really good job. But right now you can see I've just got it balled up there, and I'm sure all of us women have had days like that when we're rushed and we're wanting to do something, especially something we like I like to do these videos. I like to show you what I do and what I cook. So anyway, just overlook what I look like and just watch what we're doing here. So here we go. Hold you up here again. Let's see if I've got you. Okay. Got you right there. So this, I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. It's beginning to get hot now. And that's when you're going to go to mashing. When it starts getting hot and steamy, you cut that off. See if you can hear me right there. It's quit smoking now. I didn't want the alarm to go off. When it starts getting hot like that, and I've got it on about number 8, or it's a medium high, it's as high as you can go before you go to high. So, smells so good, guys. And there's a piece of that orange, and it will cook up. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start trying to mash this. We want to get that mashed up as much as we can. And then as it cooks, it will cook up the rest of these berries. It's the cranberries that has to cook. Let me cut that back down. I don't want it burning. I smell something. I didn't want it burning. And it's just takes a little bit of time. It don't make a big mess if you keep things cleaned up as you go. It's just the cranberries that are hard. You could probably take these cranberries and put them in sort of like one of those little choppers and get them chopped up. But I'm not sure if you'd get the same results. Because when these cranberries burst, you get that juice out of them. So let me show you what that, see that right there? See that? They're still in a berry form, some of them. But as they get hot, honey, they'll let go, and then you can be able to mash them up. And I wouldn't care if I had some blueberries or some of those little cranberries in my jam. That don't hurt it. That makes it very good. And I also have heard that Christmas jam, you can take a cracker and put a little dab of that cream cheese or brie cheese, and a little bit of that Christmas jam on top, and it's delicious. And another thing I saw, and I've got some of this in my freezer, is the puff pastry. You can, and I may do that one day when I get these jams made. You can take the puff pastry, lay it out, cut little squares in it, put it in your a greased muffin pan. You have to make sure you're sprayed it with a baker's joey, and put your little square of puff pastry in there. Put you a little square cut of brie cheese, and then take some of your Christmas jam or your blue Christmas jam and put on top of it and bake it. I want to say for about 350, maybe for 7 or 8 minutes, and that's delicious too. That's just a beautiful little thing you'd have at one of your dinners, or just something it's just very impressive, especially around the holidays. You could do that for a wedding too. That would be beautiful for a wedding. And they're just delicate. They're very delicate. I want to show you this again. It's beginning to give away, and it's not as many berries in there. I'm going to get my spoon so you can see it. See here, still it's giving away, and we've got a lot of juice. That's made a lot of juice, so we're just going to keep mashing, and I'm going to cut that heat back up just a little to get it to boiling, because that's how you get your berries to mash up. I hope y'all like these videos. I know I've noticed that a lot of people like the short videos where they can just watch it really quick, and they like it better than they do the ones that takes a little time, but you know, that's your preference. Most of the time the short ones don't have the recipes on them. It's just a picture of the product, the finished product. So these are mashing up pretty good now, and it's starting to thicken up. It's looking very pretty. We don't want it to burn, so if you see it start to boiling really hard, you want to cut that back down to a medium. I had it almost on high, and I'm still mashing. You notice I'm still mashing the whole time, folks. You don't leave this alone, because if you do, you've got it burnt, and then it's wasted. There's no way to get that burnt flavor out of jams or jellies. And it's beginning, you know, remember when we done the Christmas jam, the red Christmas jam, is that it starts to foam. And you want to, if it foams, you want to take that foam off the top of it. I never did bother me. I mean, I've made a lot of jams and jellies, and some of the, you want to take the foam off because I think it just looks ugly. It's not got a pretty presentation when you look at it. It's not appealing to the eye in the jar. So when you take the foam off of it, that's the way my grandmother and my mama taught me. It's just really pretty in the jar. I've got a jar of peach jelly in there in my pantry that I was looking, when I was looking to see what kind of stuff I had in there. I've got a jar of peach jelly, and this is beginning to boil. I want to show you that too. You see it's boiling. I'm going to start stirring and start trying to mash some of those berries up on the side of my kettle. Making sure it's still on a medium. I'm going to go to almost a medium low because it's getting thick, and I want to just go ahead and mash some more of these berries up. My cranberries are giving away now. They're just beautiful. And you know, when you got jam, it's a little bit different from preserves. Preserves are a beautiful thick, and it has some of the fruit in it. Jam has seeds, it has all the berry, you know, it's just beautiful. It's a different consistency than your jelly. It's almost like, you would almost say it was a preserve, but this has the, what I call, and you know my words, my southern words, hunk. This has big hunks of berries in it. Not big hunks, but it's still got some berries, some, you know, and where they've been mashed. But so this is getting beautiful right here. I'm going to let this sit here and cook. And it's just beautiful, guys. And I'm telling you, I've never tasted of it like this either. So I'm going to taste of it here in just a minute. You got me a spoon here. I'm just going to taste of the syrup that it's making, hoping that it's got a good flavor. And that's a beautiful color. See that color over that white napkin? That's pretty good, folks. That's pretty good. It's different from the Christmas jam. This is going to be called Blue Christmas Jam. And it's similar to the Christmas jam, but it's just a little bit different because the Christmas jam had cranberries and strawberries. This has cranberries and blueberries. And you know blueberries are so good for you. So, and there's a lot of, the cloves is good for you. The ginger is very good for you. Cinnamon it boosts your metabolism. The only bad thing I know that's in this is sugar. And you know, we need so much sugar, and it's better, from what my understanding is, that if you're going to use sugar, it's better to use real sugar than to use the artificial sugar. So I don't know. There's a lot of people that disagree with me on that, but you know, they have their own they have their own opinion, and they cook their own way. So I'm still trying to mash some of these berries up. I've got a few new viewers, and I appreciate those. I appreciate them, guys. I really do. Like I said, if there's something you'd like to see me do, I've got several things on my list that I want to do. I'm going to show you how to do pulled pork Boston butt. Very easy. I mean, like I said, most of my recipes are not hard. And I may do with what one of my aunts was talking about was, and then one of my other aunts got a dressing recipe she can share with me, and then I've got my own dressing recipe that I may show you know one day when I'm maybe around Easter, because that's when I'll do probably a ham and a turkey breast. Okay, this is coming to a real pretty good thick consistency. See that right there? And I'm still trying to mash up some more of these berries, and it's getting that. I like to see that film around the sides. I'm not getting a whole lot of foam, folks. Probably because I'm not cooking it as hard. But I want to try to get some more of these berries mashed up. I've got a few friends that's wanting to try this. This is real good on biscuits, or just like I said, on toast. One of my friends that she tried the Christmas jam. She said she loved it, and she had to get up last night and make her a piece of toast and put a little bit on it. I mean, everything's good in moderation, guys. I'm going to turn this back up. I'm going to get it back up to a boil, and then we're going to start. Filling these jars. I'm going to turn these jars back up on high. I'm going to get them boiling one more time. They've got my lids in there too, and I'm going to get a place to set them where y'all can see them when I get done with them. Hope and pray that I don't cut you off. I don't want to cut you off. So I've got my spoon ready here. We're going to dip with my little ladle spoon. I've got my final. I think I'm just about through with that masher. I don't think I can get any more mash, so I'm going to put that over here in the sink. Just trying to get it to thicken up a little bit more here. That orange is completely disintegrated. And again, this is called Blue Christmas. It's almost got a purple color. Looks like blackberry jam. But it's got some red in it too, so that's why we're going to call it Blue Christmas jam. So I'm going to take this right now and I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to cut this down on low, and I'm going to go ahead. Let me wash my hands again. Okay, we're going to get ready, and we're going to get these jars out. And then when I'm done filling them, folks, I got to get these hot, because you got to have your jars hot when you put this jam in there, because if you don't, I have had them to burst on me if that's not hot enough. So let me stir this, making sure this is not. Oh, that's pretty. You see that? See that? It almost puts you in mind of blackberry jam, but then again, you see the red every now and then. And it smells like Christmas in my house right now, folks. It does. It smells like Christmas. So I want to hurry and get this up to a boil so I can get these jars hot. Okay, they're getting there. Okay, this one here is hot. And you see me rolling. My hands are tempered. They're scarred up from oven burns, and I'm just an old Tennessee woman, like I told you. And I'd like to have pretty hands like some of the women I know, but God seemed fit otherwise, and maybe some of it was my own fault. I can't blame God for what I do, can I? So anyway, they are what they are. At least I got hands, you know. That's bruise easy, but I don't bleed. I just bruise easy. So here we go. We're going to start with this. And I'm going to try not to waste none of it. And I'm going to fix it to where, can y'all see what I'm doing? Can you see that where I'm dipping this? I'm going to fix it to where you can see. Can you see the cup here? So what we're going to do, we're going to start dipping it. Try not to waste any or spill any. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them over here. I'm going to try to go all the way almost to the top, only giving that room to spread out a little. So I'm going to get my other jar out. Whew, that's a little hot. We're going to put that right there. And that keeps it from getting, I need to put just a tap more in that one. That keeps it from getting on the side of your jar, so you don't have to wash around your rims when you put your lid on. So there's the first one. That's got a blueberry hung on it. See there? We're going to set that right here till I get my lids done. That smells so good and it's so pretty. I've got 6 jars. I don't think it'll make more than that. I want to get some of that good stuff in there. Hopefully I've got enough in that one, yeah. Let me get another one of these. Ow, ow, ow. That is hot. Okay, then we're going to set that there. Set this over here. Might have to put you on hold and go hunt me another jar or two. Cut that back down because I've got, you can see I'm turning it there. I'm not even using my tongs, but it is hot, folks. Put that over there. That's 3 jars. Isn't that not pretty? See that blue color in it? I do have it off the stove and I got the heat off. That is so pretty. You see that? Got all those berries in it. It's got a lot of the blue, but right here's one. It's got a red berry in it. That's what makes me think of Christmas. And then, of course, the spices. Okay, here's one bit. Ow, 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 ow. Boy, that one was hot, hot, hot. Don't you laugh at me. I know y'all laughing at me. I laugh at myself. I laugh at myself, folks. I've got one more jar, and I may have to put you on hold. You're going to hunt me another jar. I didn't think it would make over 6, but evidently it looks like it may. That was funny, wasn't it? Yeah, it was hot. All right, here we go. We'll set this one over here. And it does look like, folks, that I'm going to have to put you on hold. I'm not trying to not stop it, but I'm going to, oh, there's a beautiful one that's got the red berries in it. I think I might have got too much in that one. No, it's okay. See that one? What I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to put you on hold, and then I'm going to go hunt. I'm going to go hunt another jar. There I am. And then I'll be right back. All right, folks, I'm back again. I've got these 2 jars washed, and I'm going to go ahead and get. I got 2 jars. I don't think there'll be more than that. My daughter did try it, and she loved it. She said she believes she loved this one better than she did the one with the strawberries. So we'll see. I think we're just going to have enough for this jar here, and that's already setting up. It makes you think of, you see that color of blackberry jam. That's what it makes you think of. So I'm just going to leave that, and I'm going to put the rest of it in a jar for my family and put it, I don't think it'll last in the refrigerator long, but I'm sure they're going to want to sample it. She's already sampled it, and she loved it. So let me get this hot jar, hot lid. I'm going to put that on there. I mean, that is beautiful. It looks like blackberry jam. That's why you want to put what the name of it is right here on the top of the lid, because that looks like blackberry. While I was down, I'm going to go ahead and finish this other jar while I've got this here so I can get rid. Ow, ow, ow. So I did wash those jars, and then I put them in the hot water. I'm going to use the tongs to get that out, because that's hot. That is hot, you all. And this is delicious, you all. It's better than good. It's delicious. So what I'm going to do is try to scrape this out. before it sets plumb up. And that's what it's doing. It's setting plumb up before my family can try that. And like I said, this is a recipe that I've tweaked. Now it's mine, because I've added something that nobody else did. Well, really, the two things. The other recipe that I had didn't call for ginger, so I like ginger. And so I put ginger in it, and it was really good. So I'm going to take a clean spoon. And I'm going to try to get that off that right there, because I don't like wasting, folks. Okay, I believe I've about got all that. And I mean, we can see how pretty that's already set up. I mean, that's pretty. That is pretty. That's set up already. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this lid on this jar. That's enough for them to sample. And I'm going to try this little bite right here. Thank you, Jesus. Man, oh man. That'll make your tongue flap your brains out, folks. Alright, so what we've got out of that, I want to show you. I'm going to show you what we've got. Let me put my... I want to wipe this off. I'll probably go back over this with Windex, but I don't see much of a mess, you all. I'm trying to be careful after you clean house all day. You work through the week and you clean house, and you go grocery shopping, and you go to church. Sometimes you try not to get your kitchen too dirty after you. I poured that in that jam kettle, and that will be cleaning that while. So I want to show you what we got here. It actually made more than what I thought. It made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then just a little bit. So I want to show it to you right here. I'm going to put a date on it, and I'm going to put Blue Christmas Jam. And everybody will know what that is, because everybody's going to get a taste of it. I'll give a shout out to my little grandbaby's daddy. His name is Jason Williams, and he'll probably want to try this one too. So you can see right there. I'm going to scoot this back. Hopefully it won't fall off. Hopefully I won't cut you off. So there you see that. It made 7, and then just a little bit for us to sample. Probably about 7 1/4. But anyway, while I was downstairs in my room where I keep my jars in my utility room downstairs, and I've got a little pantry down there for my canned stuff. I wanted to show you a little jar, and we have grapes on our property. We planted them, and we brought them from our other old property, and we planted them, and this is grape jelly from August the 20th, and it's still good. It's not sugar. It's still pretty. It's still good. The lead's still good on it. And also, I wanted to show you, there's one of them leads popping, honey. I've got to put that back in that kettle of water and water bath them. I about forgot that. Look at this peach jam. And that's from 2020. That is still gorgeous. You can see through that. That looks like honey. So that lets you know. I'm going to have to take this stove off. I'm going to have to put some water in there and water bath these, because I forgot about it. So, but that lets you know that jelly's last. This is 2 years old. Well, no, it's this August will be 3 years old, and it's still beautiful. And I've got a few jars of that left. So, okay, it is right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go take me a bath and wash my hair and put me some makeup on and put me some earrings on, and I may put me some makeup and some eyelashes. You know, I love them false eyelashes. A lot of people make fun of them, but I love them. I just think they're gorgeous and they're glamorous, and if it makes you feel better about yourself, you do whatever it makes you feel better about yourself. I don't judge other people for what they do or what they wear. That's not my job. My Lord tells me that the Holy Spirit will condemn you. He'll judge you, and I'm to love you. And I try to love everybody I can. Again, I hope you like this recipe. If you have any questions or want me to put the recipe in the comments, I can do that. Just go ahead and message me. I'm on Sheila E. from Tennessee, Down Home Cooking and Mam's Kitchen. And I do have a Facebook page for that, and I am on YouTube. Whichever one you want to text me or message me in, I'll be sure to put the recipe. Like I said, if there's something that you want me to try, message me that too. I may put some of my candies making on there. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to put some more meal prep. That meal prep it just comes in so handy. And then when I talked to my aunt, and she told me about canning chicken. That spiked my interest, because you know chicken is high, and everything's high right now. But if you've got chicken, you can make a meal around the meat if you've got meat. And then again, I may do some. When I find sausage on sale, I may do some. I can sausage, and I can pork tenderloin, and it's delicious. It changes the whole taste of the meat. But when you've got the meat, you can make a meal around that meat. So that's what I usually do in meal prep. I prepare the meat, and then when I come home from work or wherever we're at, you know, if you're hungry and you don't want to stop at a restaurant, you know, due to so much flu and RSV and still COVID still, you know, out there, you can always just pull that meat prep out of the freezer, you know, and make you a meal right around it. And it's not all that hard, ladies. It's really not. So again, thank you very much. May God bless each and every one of you. May you share what you have. Always smile, because it's contagious. And thank God for everything we have, for without Him we would have nothing, we would be nothing. So I want to give Him honor, glory, and praise for all He does for me and all He gives me. So again, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. And you know what, folks? It's delicious, you all. Thank you so much.